Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming the 10 baby names that I love but won't be using video. I've seen this circulating the internet and I honestly love watching these videos because you get a bunch of really great name suggestions and name ideas if you are pregnant. We have decided on a baby name. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but I thought I would do this video because these were some really pretty names that I love but that we're not going to be using. Okay, so I think that I'm going to start with the boys' names first that I have. I have 4 boys' names that I really love but that we're not using, obviously, because we are not having a boy. If you saw my last video, you know that we are having a little girl. So I'm going to get started with those. The first little boy's name that I absolutely love is Owen. I think this is such a pretty name. I think it is a very classic name. And I really wanted to stick with the 4-letter theme because my son's name is 4 letters. But like I said, since we are not going to have another boy this time, we're not going to be using the name Owen. But I do really love it. I think it's a beautiful name. If we ever have more kids in the future, it's definitely going to be a contender if we do have a little boy. I just think it's a very classic Owen. It's just a really nice name. The second little boy's name that I have is Noah. I love the name Noah. I think it is so beautiful. Obviously there's if you are a religious person or if you read the Bible, you would know about the story of Noah and Noah's Ark. And honestly, the name Noah is just one of my favorite names probably ever. But obviously we're not having a boy, so but even if we did have a boy, I'm not sure if we would be using this name because it is so popular right now. I think it's the second most popular baby boy's name in the United States right now. So I don't think that we would use it. When we named Liam 5 years ago almost, the name was not that popular. So now Liam is the #1 most popular name in the country for boys, I think. I just read that on a list somewhere, but I don't know. I just don't really want a super popular name for my kids. So I'm kind of bummed that Liam is so popular right now. But that's okay. But Noah is just, it's such a popular name and I get why. It's a beautiful name. I love the name Noah. But because of that, we would not use that for a little boy. And the next little boy's name that I absolutely love is Louie. And I would spell this L-O-U-I-E instead of L-O-U-I-S. Or is it just L-U-I-S? I don't know. There's a bunch of different spellings for the name Louie. I absolutely love it. I think, again, this is an old classic name. But yes, it's just a very old-time classic name. And I think Louie, a little boy, just Louie. Oh, it's so cute. I think it is so cute. But yeah, so obviously, like I said, we're not having a boy. So we're not going to be using that name. But yeah, I really do. I love the name Louie. My husband is not the biggest fan of the name. So also if we were to have a boy in the future, he would probably never have that name because my husband doesn't like it and I would never overpower what my husband says. I'm no, we're naming the baby this. We have to come to a mutual decision on a name that we both like and agree on. And the fourth and last little boy's name that I have is Oliver. Again, an old-timey classic name. I love the name Oliver. I think it is so stinking cute. I love Oliver. Oliver is the cutest little baby boy's name ever. But again, this is one of those names that my husband is just not very fond of or very keen on. So unfortunately, like I said, if we ever have a little boy, it probably will not be his name. Unless my husband changes his mind. But I love the name Oliver. It's a very old-timey classic name as well. I'm very into those. I for little boys, I think old-time classic names are just beautiful. But obviously we're not gonna be naming our little boy that. And alright, so now I'm gonna jump into the girls' names. Okay, so the first little girl's name that I have is Lily. I absolutely love the name Lily. And not Lillian shortened down to Lily, just Lily. Lilies and daisies are probably my favorite flower, but I don't feel so fond of the name Daisy. Sorry if you can hear my son playing in the background. He is going at it with his little superhero figures. So Lily is a beautiful name, but unfortunately I would never use that for a little girl because we actually have someone very close to us named Lily, and I like, I'm not too fond of naming my kids after people that we know. So I wouldn't want to like name my kid after someone that's already like in the family and that we know and is with us and everything like that. So that is why I will not use the name Lily. My second little girl's name that I absolutely love and have thought about using for a long time is the name Eden. Like the Garden of Eden. There was also this book called In Search of Eden. I don't remember who the author was. It is a Christian like novel or book, but it was a beautiful book about a little girl. So, and it was a beautiful story. And ever since then, I was like, oh my God, if I have a little girl, I want to name her Eden. But my husband just does not like that name. He's like, no, I could never get behind that. So, and I do understand it is kind of an out there name, but I think it is really beautiful. But since my husband's not 100% like in love with the name, that is not going to be the name that we use for this little girl. My third name that I have for a little girl is Aria. Oh my God. I was obsessed with Pretty Little Liars when it came out, and my favorite character was obviously Aria. And I've always thought that, like, that was the first time I ever heard that name, and since then I have thought that name is beautiful. I absolutely love it. But the same thing kind of goes with the name Noah, where it is so popular now that I wouldn't really want to give my daughter that name because it is so popular. But I do love the name Aria. My husband loves the name Aria. We just really don't want to give our kids very popular names. We prefer them to have like a more unique name. Like, for instance, I wouldn't want our kids to go to school and have to be like Liam V or Aria V, like when they're being called out in roll call. Like, I want them to be hopefully the only child in their class with that name. So that way there's no confusion and they don't have to like don a nickname, because me and my husband we don't like nicknames very much. We have cute ones for our kids, but like people don't call our kids those nicknames. Like, those are our nicknames for our kids. And I'm not a fan of like shortening names, like instead of Liam, calling him Lee or something. Like, no. So I would want our kid to be the only one in their class with that name. Like, I want it to be a more unique name. So because Aria is so popular now, even though we both love it, we won't use it. The next little girl's name that I have is Emma. I love the name Emma. I think it is so pretty. I think it is so cute for a little girl. Just like little Emma. She's little Emma. And again, so this kind of goes back to like the whole Lily thing. We have someone who is close to us whose name is very similar to Emma. So because of that, we won't use the name just because it's so like similar and so close. We really want our kid to like just have their own name that's not close or similar to other people that we actually know's name, like other people that we actually know. So because of that, we won't be using Emma, but I do think it is a really beautiful, pretty name for a little girl. And my fifth little girl's name that I have is Nebula. So this one is kind of out there. It's kind of out there. It's a little bit like, who would name their kid that? I do understand. My major in college was astrophysics. I was going to be an astronomer before I got married and had kids and settled down, and didn't continue on with that life plan, which is totally fine. But I still study astronomy all the time. Like, I have like these 500-page textbooks that I read just for fun because I love it so much. And I just always thought the name Nebula would be so beautiful for a little girl. It's a very unique name, definitely. So like there is that aspect to it. However, my husband wasn't like 100% keen on the name, which I don't really blame him, because again, like, it's kind of an out there name. But it is a really beautiful name. And also now there is a character in the Avengers world who's named Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy. So that is actually really cool that it is a name. Someone's using it as a name. But we won't be using it because my husband's not the biggest fan of it. However, my son loves that name. So my son is just as into astronomy as I am. I have totally got him hooked on space. We read those 500-page textbooks together. We look at the pictures. We do research online. He absolutely loves it. So, and he knows like nebula is made of gas and dust and, you know, in outer space and stuff. So he loved the name Nebula when we were like tossing out ideas for names. He really liked that one, but unfortunately we're just not going to use it. And my last and final name that I have for a little girl is Luna. Again, this is very like along this space theme. The name of our moon is actually Luna, and I think it's a beautiful name. I love it so much, but it's also one of those names that is just really out there. Even though it is unique, I doubt there'd be any other Lunas or Nebulas in my kids' class. You never know, but I doubt there would be, or like that it would be that common for there to be another little girl that name. My husband, again, just was not keen on the name. He did like a different name. That was the name of one of our planets in our solar system. But I'm not really going to say what that is. I'm not going to say what that is. That was kind of out there. So needless to say, sorry, I'm looking at my son. So again, like, it's kind of out there. And my husband just honestly wasn't that fond of the name Luna. So I don't really like, we're not going to use it if my husband doesn't 100% love it as much as I do. But I do think it is a really beautiful name for a little girl. Just like, she's little Luna. Like, I don't know. I just think it's so pretty. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the names that I absolutely love, but that we won't be using. So let me know what some of your favorite names are down below. Like I said, we do have a name picked out for our little girl already, but we will be announcing that later towards the end of my pregnancy. We will probably announce it to friends and family first. It is a very unique name, I will say that, but I'm not going to tell you guys what the name is. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if y'all have any video suggestions down below, because I've actually really enjoyed sitting down in front of the camera these past few times to film these videos for you guys. So I would like to film more. If you guys have any suggestions, I would love to know. And then don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!